Hey guys, welcome to Complete Revision of Current Affairs. In this yet another video, we are going to talk about the events that have taken place in the past week from 22nd February to 27th February. Some very major important events have been taking place. Some of them we are going to discuss in this session and some we'll be covering in the next session. So stay tuned. First, India's Biosafety Level 3, India's first Biosafety Level 3 mobile laboratory inaugurated in Maharashtra. Now, this is important because it is a first. Okay, so we know that we are making strides in technology and we are trying to bridge the health gap in urban and rural areas and all, because the COVID pandemic has made it very clear that our rural logistics and our rural services are not really good. Okay, and we always say that India resides in the village, right? So what we are trying to do is we are trying to make the rural areas of India strong so that they can sustain in case of maybe such another pandemic or just have better facilities. You can take a look at Pura concept by APJ Abdul Kalam ji. So our ex-president, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he had given a concept called Pura, and it becomes very important for us to know some such terms so that we can use them like in our writings and debates and GD discussions and all. So back to the news. It is a biosafety level 3 mobile laboratory. So there are 5 levels of biosafety. Obviously the first one is requiring less equipments, and it is less stringent, and 1 to 5 may 3 is, you can say, spot in the middle. If you want to read, you can read about it, but it's not really all that important. You may have a general idea though. So this is a level 3 mobile laboratory, which means that it is sufficiently protected, can handle some hazardous materials, but may not handle a lot of hazardous waste or something. So you can take a look. Union Minister of State Health for Family and Welfare, Bharti Praveen Pawar, has inaugurated India's first level 3 containment mobile laboratory in Nashik, Maharashtra. So first is the what that we are looking at, a biosafety level 3 mobile laboratory, and next is the where. For this particular topic, who is not important, okay, because he's just acting as an agent of government, but the event, what is happening and where it is happening, that's more important. Okay, so this is the news. Biosafety level 3 mobile laboratory, first in India, in Nashik, Maharashtra, inauguration. Okay. Next, Himachal Pradesh gets first biodiversity park at Mandi. Again, important. Why? Because India has a lot of biodiversity parks, a lot of national parks, and these are important because they become protected areas. Okay. So there is a different kind of categorization of protected areas, but I'm just saying that when we assign the tag biodiversity park or national park or wildlife sanctuary, these areas are protected and there are certain laws that apply in these areas. Okay, Himachal Pradesh is very rich in biodiversity, so it's great that they have gotten their first biodiversity park at Mandi. Okay, so Himachal Pradesh first biodiversity park at Mandi. Now location will kind of also become important. Location is Mandi's Bhula Valley. Okay. अब इसमें main agenda क्या है? What are we going to do with this biodiversity park? Why has it been set up? To conserve endangered Himalayan herbs. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे some people can talk about Sanjeevani booty, right? You know, Mahabharat, sorry, Ramayana and all. So Sanjeevani का जो concept है, तो probably in that story that part has been added to show the the utility of local resources, the utility of natural resources, and we know that there are a lot of herbs that come from forests in India, and even from north to south in India we have a lot of variety of these herbs, and these help in a lot of medicinal you can say ointments, a lot of medicines which have to be ingested, a lot of oils, and a lot of cosmetic products as well. Right now there is a worldwide revolution going on for making more and more organic products, right? Or natural, if not organic, at least natural products, which are basically the products which are taking resources from nature, right? So in that context also, this has quite a lot of value in terms of monetary gains, and in terms of conservation, we have to preserve these herbs and plants and even animals for many protected areas, because they will go extinct, and everything has a function, and it is very sad for an entire species to go extinct without even us knowing about it. That also happens a lot of time, right? So to extract maximum value out of the resources that can be provided and to ensure their propagation in future, such biodiversity parks have been coming up throughout the country. You can say it has been set up under National Mission on Himalayan Studies. So basically, this is one very important body specifically for Himachal Pradesh, but it's not very important from like countrywide look. So just read it, but you may forget this bit. It's not really important to you. But first biodiversity park of Himachal Pradesh is in Mandi. This one thing is very important for us. It has been set up to conserve the endangered species of Himalayan herbs. Next, IOC Athletes Commission re-elected Emma Terho as chair. International Olympic Committee IOC Athletes Commission re-elected ice hockey player Emma Terho of Finland and its chair, and table tennis player Song Min Ryu of Republic of Korea as its first vice chair. The commission also elected cyclist Sarah Walker of New Zealand as the second VC of the commission. So just a brief about Emma Terho. She's a 5-time Olympian, a very big feat in itself, and a former captain of Finland's women's ice hockey team. This bit may not be very important. 5-time Olympian is a great thing to know about any athlete, right? And this can become a question in news type of questions for various examinations. So she is in news. A photograph of Song Min Ryu is also given. So you can just take a look. So if in case you encounter this photograph or any other photograph of her, you should be able to recognize her. Okay. Takaya Sumura appointed as new president and CEO of Honda Cars India. This is important because first of all, Honda Cars is very big, and Honda Cars India ka agar president change ho raha hai, so from business perspective, this news is important to us. Japanese auto major Honda Motor Co. Limited has announced the appointment of Takaya Sumura as the new president and CEO of Honda Cars India Limited, HCIL, with effect from 1st April 2022. This bit is not important. So the photograph, Honda Motors and Takaya Sumura. Okay, or the photograph name Takaya Sumura and Honda Motors CEO and president. That you can remember. Current affairs in short. Now this bit, some of these news pieces will deal in military exercises. Okay, military exercises of India. So you can say rather joint military exercises. A very good way of studying these is to just make one single compendium or one single collection of all the military exercises that we have and the countries that we have them with. So important countries that we should be knowing about are first the G7 countries, G20 countries, India's neighbors, okay, especially those in SAARC. And ग्लोबल पावर्स में अगर आप किसी को हो सकता है कि अगर आपने नहीं कवर किया है तो ग्लोबल पावर्स, ठीक है. So naturally, मतलब just in brief, US, not UK, you can say European Union rather, EU, right? Then Russia becomes important because it has been a close military partner of India for a very long time. Then the entire neighboring region, you can say SAARC, it becomes important for us. Okay, so these are just some countries you should know about. SAARC में कौन-कौन सी आती है वो देख लीजिए, उनके साथ अगर है तो it's good for us. Okay, so it's good to know because कहीं पे match the following नहीं या कहीं पे just take one single liner कि India and Russia का joint exercise is called what. So we should be knowing about it. So there are some bits today which cover this aspect. So do not get worried about it. It's a very simple thing that you can manage by just writing down all the military exercises in one go, and you can just go through them. It's very important. I told you what you have to remember. India and Oman begin Eastern Bridge 6 air exercise. So 6 meaning it is the 6th time that we are doing this. Okay. Indian Air Force and Royal Air Force of Oman have organized a bilateral air exercise named Eastern Bridge at Air Force Station Jodhpur in Rajasthan. So not a very important news, but why it is important and why we should take a look at it from an exam perspective is because now the season of military exercises is starting. Okay. So any exam which happens at the end of this season or around the end of this season may have this question. So just take a look at it, at least the major countries that I mentioned. Corbevax gets emergency approval for 12 to 18 age group by DGCA. Drugs Controller General of India has approved the Corona Vaccine Biologicals E Limited Corbevax for children in the age group of 12 to 18. सिर्फ ये याद रखना है, क्वेश्चन कैसे बन सकता है इस पे. This is not important, ठीक है. Only important thing is what is the name of the vaccine that has been approved for use on children between 12 to 18, because this is a sub-adult age group. Okay, so this is a teenage age group rather, right? So these are not adults, so you can say sub-adults, or you can say teenagers, or you can say children. Okay, so Corbevax is the name. This name you should remember, like we know Covaxin, like we know Sputnik, we should know Corbevax. Indian Railways gives a glimpse of India's first cable-stayed rail bridge in JK, Jammu Kashmir. The Indian Railways has shared new images of the country's first cable-stayed bridge on Anji River in Jammu Kashmir's Reasi district. Okay. The under construction Anji Khad Bridge, part of Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla rail link. Okay. This is a part of this rail link and will connect Katra and Reasi. Katra का आपने बहुत बार नाम भी सुना होगा, बहुत सारी न्यूज़ में या किसी मूवी वगैरह में you might have heard. Okay, so a lot of this is not important, but what is important is where the first cable-stayed rail bridge in India is located. So please remember, it is first in India. Okay, first in India, not in the world. So India की first कहाँ है? Cable-stayed rail bridge. It is in Jammu and Kashmir. If you are interested, you can try and find out what is a cable-stayed rail bridge. Okay. Next, Russian President Putin divided Ukraine into 3 countries. Now, this is very important. We know what is happening right now. We are at war. We as a world are at war. Russia has invaded Ukraine, right? So, whenever a war materializes actually in real life, there is some background that is going on. ठीक है? तो यूक्रेन की जो ये 2 parts है, Donetsk and Luhansk. Suppose this is Ukraine. ठीक है? Just for the sake of it. Eastern part में there are 2 parts, Donetsk and Luhansk, which are under rebel control. ठीक है, तो यूक्रेन के मतलब कि जो यूक्रेन का कैपिटल है उनके इसमें नहीं है, कंट्रोल में नहीं है, ये रशिया के भी कंट्रोल में नहीं है, बट दिस कुड बी मे बी सिंपैथाइजर्स और मे बी एनीथिंग एल्स. सो बाय एक्सेप्टिंग these 2 regions as separate countries, Putin is saying that Ukraine does not have any legitimate right on these areas. ठीक है? And now we know that he has declared a war. So basically he recognized and then he invaded. So that is something like, it sets a very wrong precedent for other aggressor countries. हमारे भी आसपास कुछ aggressor countries है who are trying to grab land from us. So if a big country like Russia does not act responsibly in terms of boundary issues or in terms of border control, then it becomes very difficult for other countries to stop other aggressor countries from doing so. Okay, so this could be a very big political pickle. We'll see what happens next. Next, Israel successfully test fires Sea Dome, a new naval air defense system. Now, if you know, I had suggested you guys take a look at Iron Dome in my last video, and what a surprise that we are reading about the a sister version of Iron Dome, which is called Sea Dome, and it will be a naval air defense system. Okay. So if you have taken a look at Iron Dome, take a look at it. If you have not, rather take a look at it, and then you can compare what's happening. Okay. Israel has successfully tested a new naval air defense system, Sea Dome, to be used on the Israeli Navy's Sa'ar 6 class corvettes. ठीक है, दिस इज जस्ट अ क्लास ऑफ defense vehicles. Sea Dome is the naval version of the Iron Dome, an all-weather air defense system of Israel to intercept and destroy short-range rockets and missiles from the Gaza Strip. Again, this Gaza Strip is also a very important and very conflicted part of the world. मतलब दुनिया में सबसे ज़्यादा conflict अगर at this point, aside from Ukraine, which has just recently gone into a war with Russia, aside from that, सबसे ज़्यादा conflicted area अगर दुनिया का कहीं है, तो वो कुछ गिने चुने एरियाज है, उसमें से एक गाजा स्ट्रिप है, बहुत ज़्यादा conflicted एरिया है. Out of curiosity and international affairs, you can take a look at this. Now, Center nominates Sanjay Madhokra as a director of RBI. This is important for us because RBI is the central bank for India. And Sanjay Malhotra as a director, again, person in news, you can take a look at the face of this person and you could get a question on it. The central government has nominated Sanjay Madhokra, Secretary Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance. Okay, he's already working with the government. Okay, as a director on the Central Board of Reserve Bank of India. Okay, as a director. But then you can just see that if you go into the history of Sanjay Malhotra, he has been associated with a lot of banks, and it probably says that he has a good track record so far in as a director. So he's been placed. This is, I think, either fourth or fifth bank that he has been placed as a director for. Okay, so must be having some really good financial insight. Next, Spain's Carlos Alcaraz creates history, becomes youngest ATP 500 winner. We are also going to take a look at another very young chap in this video. So stay tuned for that. So 18-year-old Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz has clinched Rio Open tennis title after defeating Diego Schwartzman in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Okay, अभी रियो है, आ ही गए हैं, तो रियो पता है अपने को, ब्राजील में है. ठीक है, रियो में एक बहुत फेमस you can say monument है. Try to find out which one it is. Just out of curiosity, you can try to see कि कौन सा एक monument है. जैसे हम सेवन वंडर्स की बहुत फेमस बिल्डिंग्स को देखते ही पहचान देते हैं, वैसे रियो में भी एक ऐसा monument है जिसको हम देखते ही पहचान सकते हैं. So try to find it out. The 7th seeded Alcaraz defeated 3rd seeded Schwartzman to become youngest ATP 500 champion. ठीक है, अगर आपको seeded नहीं पता है तो you don't have to worry about it. There is just a ranking. So you can say कि मोटा मोटी ranking is seed. So first seeded is the first rank, and 7th seeded typically means somebody who's on the 7th rank. There's a lot that goes into these rankings. So if you are interested in tennis, maybe you know. If you want to know, you can take a look at it. This is the very important, and proud moment for India. India's R. Pragdananda becomes youngest player to beat world number 1 Magnus Carlsen. Okay, India's teen chess grandmaster Ramesh Babu Pragdananda has created history as he defeated world number 1 chess champion Magnus Carlsen of Norway. There are only 3 grandmasters from India. You will do good to know their names. India to set up its first IIT outside the country in UAE. Again, ये first है, IIT है, which is a very prestigious institution for India. So India to set up its first IIT outside the country in UAE. पहला हमारा setup हो रहा है UAE में. यहाँ पे एक और ये भी चीज है कि this also shows that India is trying to educationally reach on a global platform, again on a business front, and as as in terms of soft power also, it will help us a lot. Indian Institute of Technology will establish its first branch outside India in United Arab Emirates as a part of India-UAE trade deal signed. The Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement signed between UAE and India will usher a new phase of joint strategic cooperation in all sectors. So we can see more of such news related to UAE with respect to India setting up some institutions and all, because it is in all sectors. Chamba district of Himachal Pradesh becomes 100th हर घर जल district. 100th है सिर्फ इसीलिए इसका importance है. ठीक है, चंबा हिमाचल प्रदेश. तो हिमाचल प्रदेश का हमने एक और important जगह देखा था मंडी अभी इसी वीडियो में, और ये चंबा. ठीक है. RBI announces $rupee 2-year sell buy swap auction. अभी ये जो सेल बाय स्वैप ऑप्शन क्यों होता है, ये हम लोग हमें पता होना चाहिए थोड़ा बहुत. तो इसको आप, इस टर्म को आप पढ़ना. दिस न्यूज ओनली इज गिवन टू यू बिकॉज दिस सेल बाय स्वैप ऑप्शन is an important term with respect to finance. So you can take a look at it, exactly वो क्या होता है. The Reserve Bank of India has announced a $rupee 2-year sell buy swap auction with a view to elongating the maturity profile of its forward book and smoothening receivables relating to forwarding assets. So इसमें जो terms है, forward books, forwarding assets, receivables, ठीक है, ये सब आपको थोड़ी बहुत पता होनी चाहिए. It's good to know these terminologies, so you can take a look at this. This is the only reason why we have this news in the lecture today. Paytm Payments Bank is now official acquiring partner for e-rupee vouchers. ठीक है, Paytm Payments Bank Limited has announced that it is an official acquiring partner for e-rupee vouchers. E-rupee, which is a government initiative, is a cashless prepaid voucher that beneficiaries can present via SMS or QR code. So these are just cashless prepaid vouchers. So in vouchers को already pay किया गया है. So these function more or less similar to the other vouchers that we use online. Okay. Exercise Cobra Warrior 22. Again, Cobra, as I mentioned, ठीक है, important. तो आप देख सकते हो, there are some very big exercises, major exercises, those you should know. Multi-nation exercise. So this is a multi-nation exercise. Okay. कहाँ होने वाला है? Waddington in UK. And what are we going to chiefly participate with? We are going to participate with light combat aircraft Tejas. Just a second. Okay. And other leading air forces, मतलब UK and other leading air forces के साथ हम लोग participate करने वाले हैं. Again, Rakesh Sharma, again appointed as MD and CEO. This person has also been associated with a lot of banks. It's very good for us to know. He probably has a very good record of balancing the banks again. Industrial Development Bank of India has informed the stock exchanges that its board has approved reappointment of Rakesh Sharma as a managing director and chief executive officer. Moody's revised India's growth estimates to 9.5. So basically हमने देखा था कि SBI ने ये growth estimates कम किए थे, right? तो अभी कैसा है कि there are several agencies which are going to do this, ठीक है, depending on their own parameters. So we are not going to be very much bothered about it, but we should just know that Moody's is S&P and Moody's are very good रेटिंग एजेंसीज. तो ये हमारी कंट्री को रेट करते हैं, और जैसे कंट्री का रेटिंग ऊपर नीचे होता है वैसे इन्वेस्टर जो इंटरनेशनल इन्वेस्टर्स होते हैं वो पैसा उस रेटिंग को देख के लगाते हैं, ठीक है. तो इसीलिए Moody's is important. You can take a look at the rating system of Moody's and S&P's later. Indian Navy's multilateral exercise Milan. This is important because we are hosting. Okay. City of Destiny विशाखापट्टनम में, ठीक है. तो इतना ही important है इसमें. Milan 2022 happening in City of Destiny विशाखापट्टनम. We are hosting it. International IP Index 2022. India ranks 43rd. Now IP Index यानी Intellectual Property Index, ठीक है. Intellectual Property Index में हमारे यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम कहाँ होता है? फार्मा सेक्टर. You can take a look at that too, कि फार्मा सेक्टर में क्या इश्यूज रहे हैं इंटरनेशनली, एंड हाउ इंडिया इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट सप्लायर्स ऑफ जेनेरिक ड्रग्स टू कंट्रीज विच आर वेरी पुअर. फॉर एग्जांपल अफ्रीकन कॉन्टिनेंट को हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा जेनेरिक ड्रग्स प्रोवाइड करते हैं, ठीक है. सो दोज आल्सो कम अंडर इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी. So you can take a look at it. There was a case with Novartis in India way back for a cancer drug, and that case has actually paved way for how India will treat the patent pleas by the pharma giants, mostly pharma giants, you can say. Because you may take a look at it. So that's all from me, guys, today. I hope you liked the video. Please take a look at the other videos that we have. We provide complete solutions from your preparation till your admission. And if you really want to check us out, please do contact us, and hope you get your most favorite dream school. Keep learning.